There's something wrong with the forest trail I jog every morning, but I didn't realize it until last week, until the path started looping in on itself, no matter how far I ran. At first, it was almost funny. I'd leave my apartment at dawn, stretch by the familiar oak with the split trunk, and start my usual route. But after 20 minutes, I'd find myself back at the same starting point, sweatier and more confused than before. My smartwatch insisted I'd run miles, but the world had folded in on itself, trapping me in a green maze. It wasn't just the looping that unsettled me. I started hearing footsteps behind me, matching my pace perfectly. I'd slow to a walk, and the echo would soften. When I stopped, it stopped. The first time I whipped around, heart hammering, there was only the soft hush of wind through leaves. But the feeling of being watched was unmistakable, a constant prickling at the back of my neck that sent adrenaline spiking through my veins. I tried switching up my route, veering onto deer trails and pushing through brambles, desperate to break the cycle. The forest seemed to shift with me, every detour bending back to the same sun-dappled clearing where I always began. Sometimes I caught glimpses in my peripheral vision, a flicker of movement, a shadow darting behind a tree, but whenever I looked directly, nothing was there. Even my dog, Daisy, refused to follow me anymore, whining and pulling at her leash when we neared the trailhead. This morning, determined to make it out, I sprinted at full speed, lungs burning, branches whipping my arms. The footsteps behind me grew louder, impossibly fast, until they were right at my heels. I stumbled into the clearing, gasping, and finally saw it, a figure that looked exactly like me, every detail mirrored, but its eyes were hollow and endlessly deep. It smiled, and I understood. I hadn't been jogging in circles. I'd been running from myself, and now, there was nowhere left to go.